Hi, everyone. This is Nitin from Zerodha, and I am super kicked about a new online initiative, the direct mutual fund platform called Coin. Right. So we just took a blog post live on Z Connect here. As you can see, there's already 470 odd comments where I've explained how the Coin platform works, and we've also taken a category live on trading Q&A called as Coin. So where we're answering all questions on direct mutual funds and why Coin, right? So after all the interactions on these couple of places, I just realized that there is a huge lack of awareness on direct mutual fund platforms. So I thought, let me probably do a quick video, like a webinar of sorts, and explain why direct mutual funds and why Coin, right? So I've answered this question here on Z Connect actually on why invest in direct mutual funds and Coin, right? So let me open this. Right. So firstly, let me start off with why direct mutual funds, right? Before saying why on Coin, right? So here's the thing, 100% of all the institutional investment in mutual funds today happens through direct plans, right? So, and just about 10% of all the investments done by retail investors happen through direct plan. That means people don't really know about direct plan much, right? So every mutual fund, can be bought either in the regular plan, as you can see this screenshot here. It can either be bought in the regular plan or it can be bought as a direct plan. What you're seeing is the exact same fund. It's a Birla Sun Life Top 100 fund. Now you can see that everything is the same, right? As in, it's the same fund, the same fund manager, the same stocks, same everything, same AUM, everything, right? But a portion of this AUM is direct and a portion of this AUM is a regular plan, right? The only difference between regular and direct is, as you can see here, the expense ratio, right? The expense ratio on regular plan is 2.36%, whereas the expense ratio on a direct plan is 1.06%. What is an expense ratio? Now, mutual fund is a business, right? So they have to make a living out of this. So how do they do this? They charge the AUM a percentage fee as a cost for managing your funds with them, right? So this fund charges 2.36%. So what it means is, assume this fund was an AUM of 1,000 crores for ease of calculation. So 23.6 crores from this would be used every year by Birla Sun Life as an expense. So how the mutual funds actually calculate the expenses are on a daily basis. So you take this 2.36%, multiply it with the AUM for today, and then divide it by 365. So you get a AUM, and then you get a AUM per day cost. So that much money gets taken out from the fund every day, right? So as you can see, the expense ratio for direct plans is much lesser than the expense ratio for the regular plans. So if say this 2,500 crores, say 1,250 crores came from direct plan and 1,250 came from the regular plan would have seen a lot bigger expense ratio than the expense ratio on the direct plan, right? So now, I guess you guys are all wondering, why is the expense ratio so much higher in case of a regular plan, right? And the reason is because distributors sell regular plan, right? What it means is your banks, your brokers, your advisors, or anyone out there, any other online platform out there which is actively selling you mutual funds today, you can rest assured that they're distributors, right? So distributors get paid for introducing clients to a particular mutual fund, right? So assuming I'm a mutual fund distributor, I bring someone to Birla Sun Life for say 1 lakh rupees of investment. I, as a distributor, would earn a certain percentage commission. This certain percentage commission, usually in the range of, on equity mutual funds, is in the range of anywhere between 0.5 to 1.5% upfront. That means as soon as the 1 lakh rupees gets invested from one of the clients I introduce, I get paid like between 750 to 1,500 rupees as commission for introducing him. What's also very exciting for a distributor in this business is the money is paid not just upfront but also on what is called as a trail. That means every year for as long as the client was invested into the fund, the mutual fund house keeps paying distributor a trail commission, right? The trail commission could be, as much as 1%, 1.5%. That means this 1% that is paid to the distributor is not just for the first year, but it is paid every year for as long as you invested. Right now, like someone might say, what's 1.5%, right? It's no big deal, right? But then people who invest in mutual funds, right? They invest in mutual funds for very long term, right? Like, I remember my dad still has a mutual fund which he purchased in early 90s, which is still sitting on, so, right? So this 1.5%, if you were to compound it for like say a 15, 20, 25 year period, could be a really big amount. So let me show you with a simple example, right? So assuming you're investing in SIP, so every month you're investing 10,000 rupees. Say you do this for 20 years, and hopefully India does well, and we get a 15% return. Right now, if you calculate how much is the corpus at the end of it, you will see that it will be 1.51 crores. Right now, let's say this was a regular plan, and instead of regular plan, you invested in a direct plan where you are making just a percentage extra, right, which is 16%. Right now, as you can see, the corpus now is 1.74 crores. So it's like a whopping 24 lakh rupees more, right? So now you might question, so why didn't you probably know about direct plans earlier, right? Now, direct plans as a concept itself is not very old, so so it's not, SEBI has been trying to push this for the last few years quite hard, right? It wasn't really popular before that, right? It wasn't really possible before that, right? So also now what happens is, because distributors don't earn any commission at all by selling a direct plan, so what happens is no one's selling it to you, right? So no one's telling you about it, right? Because if a distributor introduces someone to a direct plan, he makes no commission, so why does he sell a direct plan, right? So that's the reason, it's kind of, the penetration is quite shallow in retail investors, but all the institution guys, they know about this, right? They know that they can make a much higher return by, kind of parking the money through a direct plan. So I guess the next question would be, how do I buy a direct mutual fund? Until very recently, the only real way to buy direct mutual fund would be to go directly to the AMC's website or an office and fill up the form on your own without the help of any distributor, right? So you could have gone to a Birla Sun Life's website and chosen the same top 100 fund plan, and the expense ratio for you would have been just 1.06%, right? Now, a couple of issues with doing this way is that so for every fund house you will have to go and say, assuming you want to buy Birla Sun Life and tomorrow you want to buy Reliance Tax Saver, right? So you will have to go to two different places and kind of invest into two different folios through this, right? And until as I said, until recently, that was really the only way to do direct mutual funds. Now, last year, late last year, SEBI came out and gave approvals to the exchange mutual fund platform to start offering direct mutual funds, right? Great move, because exchange mutual fund platform is something that brokers like us were plugged in. There are a lot of people who are plugged into this. So as soon as exchange platform can offer direct, so we started working on it. So it took us a couple of months to be live with it, right? So we did have Zerodha mf.zerodha.com before this, which I guess some of you have invested in. Now, that was a distributor plan, right? MF was like, Zerodha as a distributor. We used to make commissions out of selling that mutual fund on that platform. We went live on the Zerodha MF platform something mid last year. We have never pushed it as a business, because it never really went well with the ideology of the rest of the business. Because as Zerodha, we've always said the cost of executing a trade is a flat fixed fee for me. So if it is a flat fixed fee, why charge a percentage brokerage, right? That's why we are zero on equity investing, or a flat 20 rupees per trade on F&O trades, right? So this whole percentage earning commissions on a mutual fund didn't really ever go well with the business, so we never pushed it. And as soon as we got the opportunity to offer direct mutual funds, here you go, we're calling it as Coin, and coin.zerodha.com is where you have to go to actually access this, right? So Now, so here's the website, right? So now, couple of things to remember. The login for Coin is the Kite login. Now, some of our clients who are not using Kite, which is Kite, Nest, Pi, so all our trading platforms, so if you're not using our platform and you're using a Now trading platform, which is the exchange platform, you'll not be able to log into Coin. So you'll have to first migrate to Kite and then only be able to log in, right? So so let me try logging in here. And just say, right? So okay, so this is essentially coin.zerodha.com, right? So now let me go back to the answer. Okay, so now that you know why direct mutual funds, right? I mean, it's absolute no-brainer not to be investing in any other way other than the direct mutual funds today, right? Now that said, one thing I still would want to say is, so there are distributors out there who bring a lot of value add on the table, right? I mean, there are distributors who tell you the right times to pick up funds, they tell you the right times to exit funds, add new ones, so they keep you informed. So in which case, if you're completely dependent on a distributor, I don't think this percent extra in expense ratio, if a distributor can get you like 3 or 4, 5% extra by helping you out with your investments, I don't think you should really mind paying that 1% extra. But if you're someone who's self-enabled when you're kind of investing in the mutual fund, I think direct mutual fund should be your way out, right? And so now that you know why direct mutual funds, so let me quickly explain why direct mutual funds on Zerodha and on Coin, right? Firstly, we are selling direct mutual funds using a demat account, right? So on a demat form, right? So what it means is we are the first brokers in the country. So similar to how stocks, etc., sit in your demat accounts, you can actually get mutual funds sit there. Your direct mutual funds sit in a demat account, right? There are multiple advantages to it. One, a single portfolio view. Two, like a single capital gain statement. You don't have to make your own capital gain statements, etc. For filing your income tax returns. Three, I mean, this is just an outlier, but if something were to happen, say to me today, I mean, if I pass away, now if all my assets are in my demat account in a demat form, it's very easy for my dependents to come claim it. So I know a case where a friend has been over the last 1 year trying to go get these mutual funds which are sitting with different AMCs into his name. If it all, his dad passed away a few months back and he's still been trying to do that, right? As in, now if all of those mutual funds were in demat form, it would have been like a really simple process, so I guess, so you need to look at that angle on this as well, right? Now, so convenience and and having a single access on everything makes it a lot more like an interesting product to be investing in. Now, second thing why direct in demat is because okay, I've explained it here. So the first, I mean, this is actually a really cool feature. We call this as a easy SIP. This is not really available on any other platform again. So let me show you how it works. Now, say you want to invest into, say, a DSP BlackRock, right? So let me say a DSP tax saver, actually, right? So I select this. Now, when I'm buying a mutual fund, I can either buy a lump sum, which is click on buy, and mention an amount to invest. Again, a very cool feature, which is us again offering this, the only brokers in the country to offer this, which is a conditional order. So you can have a NAV tracking order. So similar to how in a stock, if a stock price is 100 rupees, you say I want to buy it at 95 or you want to sell at 105. You can have such orders on NAV tracking orders on Coin, right? So for example, if 41.95 seems too expensive to you, you can make this as 40 and keep it in the system, right? And as soon as you keep it as 40 in the system, the day the NAV hits 40, what happens is you get an alert, and you don't even need to have funds in your trading account. We send an alert. You can then top up your trading account if you don't already have money in your trading account, and then the money is used to purchase this mutual fund. So similarly, you can have an NAV tracking exit order or redemption order, right? So extremely convenient, to be able to actually enter, exit. You can essentially almost automate your entire execution, right? So similarly, the easy SIP, so what we have done, is actually we have simulated an SIP here. It's not really a real SIP. Now, because we are selling this in demat form, similar to stocks, we can actually make this a lot more convenient than a normal SIP, right? So, for example, like in a normal SIP, to start a SIP, you need to sign a NACH mandate form, right? Which is essentially authorizing a mutual fund to come take money from your bank account, right? In our case, there is no NACH form, so there is no physical forms to be signed. All you have to do is come fill up this form, and this not even a form, there's actually a couple of fields, and get this going, right? Now, again, the problem with your traditional SIP is, anytime you want to stop a SIP, or you want to edit, in the sense, you want to change the value of a SIP, or you want to stop and start something else, all of this is extremely tough, right? Because each SIP has a NACH mandate to it. So if you want to kind of, today you're having a Reliance tax saver, and tomorrow you want to switch to DSP tax saver, that means you will need another NACH form for DSP tax saver. So all of that is not required here, right? So all it takes is come here, enter the amount. We give you a frequency as well, right? So usually the traditional SIP doesn't give you this, right? You can have the total, as a multiple of the installment. So this is your initial starting installment. This is how much as a multiple you want to add every month, and this is a total number of installments. You can keep this as until cancelled. If you keep it as until cancelled for as long as you want, it'll keep getting bought as SIP. But otherwise, if you don't want it until cancelled, you can always mention, the number of installments you want, right? And click on Start SIP, and that's it. As simple as it is, right? Similarly, if you come to the dashboard, and right, so if you can look at the portfolio, so as you can see, so there is this is my pending orders for the day. So let me just come here, right? So as you can see, these are my 8 SIPs which are currently active, right? Now this is 1,500 rupees a month SIP, and I've chosen the date as 5th of every month. Now, and this is for infinite number of installments, and I know the next installments. Now here's a cool thing, right? So if you want to change this value from 1,500 to something else, come here, change this number, change the date, and then hit on update SIP. As simple as it is, right? Similarly, right, as in if you don't want the SIP to go through this month or the next few months, just come here, click on the pause button, right? You click on pause, that's it, the SIP is paused, right? You want to start again, come and click on start again, right? And delete. Essentially, if you want to stop the SIP completely, all you have to do is come and hit on this, right? Now, for guys who've been doing traditional SIPs, you'll probably understand how convenient this is, because all of this would have required physical forms and visiting a branch or your bank and all of that, right? So let me get back here. So why direct mutual funds on Coin? Firstly, because it's in a demat and it's convenient. Secondly, because we give really cool features such as NAV tracking orders, and and the easy SIP piece, which is extremely convenient, right? Now, that said, you probably think, what is in it for Zerodha if we are offering all of this as direct mutual funds, and we are not really making any commissions. So what we have a pricing model on Coin, right? So if you come to the dashboard, right, so if you come down, as you can see, so we're charging 50 rupees per month after your first 25,000 rupees of direct mutual fund investments. It's as low as it can get. I don't think there is anything that is anywhere close to this. If at 50 rupees a month, you can essentially invest for as much amount as you want, right? As many mutual funds as you want. There are no transaction fees, absolutely. So there is no like a special SIP transaction fees and blah blah blah, right? There is nothing. It's as simple as it is. You pay 50 rupees a month. You can buy for as much of direct mutual funds without paying any commissions to us as a broker. So all we will be earning will be this 50 rupees and not any percentage of your investment, like how a traditional distributor would do, right? Now, How does the subscription work? Let me go back to the dashboard. Okay, so if I go to the account, as you can see, so until my first 25,000 of investments are not through, you will see a value as 0 here, right? So this value will keep increasing and the day it hits 25,000 and over is when that 50 rupees, the monthly fees, will start kicking in, right? Once it starts kicking in, you will see that there'll be somewhere here, which you will have an option to actually unsubscribe. So the way to unsubscribe to the direct mutual fund platform is, you will either have to transfer out all the direct mutual funds that you bought through us, or you have to exit it and then click on unsubscribe. So as soon as you click on unsubscribe, the 50 rupees a month is not charged. Right now, there are, in some of the queries that I've answered, there were a few people who had concerns on saying that I invest very small, I invest 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees a month. How will 50 rupees make sense? So here's the thing, so the first 25,000 rupees is absolutely free. So, if you're someone who is investing 500 rupees a month, so there is, for the next 50 months, there is no 50 rupees a month to pay. So by the time you hit the 25,000 rupees a month, the total first 25,000 rupees, which is free, hopefully your monthly installments would have gone up by then, because you've grown in life, right? So so it will still make sense to go with direct plans, right? But if you still are kind of stuck on not paying this 50 rupees a month, if you're doing a really small investment, we still have an option to buy the distributor way, the previous way in which we were offering. So if you come at the footer of the page, as you can see, there is something called as non-direct mutual funds. There's something called as non-direct mutual funds. You can click on this and you can see all the funds listed here under non-direct. So these are the funds which you can buy and not have to pay any rupees 50 per month commission. Rupees 50 per month as a fees for using the platform, right? So, but then when you purchase these funds, the non-direct ones, the regular non-direct ones, there will be a commission that we will be earning from the AMC, that which you should be knowing. So, right? So once you're on this page, important thing to note is that this search button only searches for direct, right? So if you want to search for a fund here, so you have to do a Control F and then search. Okay, so now let me search for the DSP BlackRock tax saver, for example, and I'll show you. Right, so there you go. Right, so DSP BlackRock tax saving fund. So let me just open the same fund in a direct option. So now, as you can see, this is essentially the regular fund. How do you know a fund is a regular fund? Is it doesn't say direct in the name of the fund, right? Now if you search for DSP BlackRock tax saver fund, which is essentially the same fund here, as you can see, this is a direct plan. So every fund which has a direct plan, it will say that it is a direct plan. So it's clearly visible to you, right? So here's the scene. So you can see the direct plan, the expense ratio is 1.11. Here the expense ratio is 2.56, right? So that is essentially 1.45% more, right? So yeah, so but then, as I said, if the amounts are extremely small, I think this 1.45%, if you won't really make add up much, so you're free to, if you don't want to pay this 50 rupees a month, you're free to go and keep buying on the regular funds right at the bottom, right? When you buy the regular funds, just reiterating, there is no monthly cost for you, right? So, and your dashboard will show both the portfolios actually, right? So as you can see, this one has direct as well as the regular plans, right? So there are these many direct and these many regular plans. So, and also you can you can have both the portfolios at the same time. A question I'm asked again quite a few times there on the two places is, how do I shift my regular plan funds to the direct plan? Now, unfortunately, there's no easy way for this. You will have to exit your regular plans and repurchase the direct plans. It would probably not make sense if the amount is small, and also there is a tax outgo here in terms of if there's any short-term capital gain tax, so you would if you're shifting, you will essentially be booking that short-term capital gain tax. It will not make sense. So I'd say look at it properly. If you're holding a fund for more than a year, there is no exit load to it, you're getting the long-term capital gain benefit, maybe then you can exit your regular fund completely and repurchase the direct plan. Now if not, if there's exit load, there is, you've just recently invested in the regular plan, you can stop that. All the all the current investments could be there, but then all the new investments, you can actually move to the direct plan, right? So yeah, so I mean, the other thing that I think I've been asked here quite a few times is not all funds are showing up. I think currently a few AMCs, I think 3 or 4 AMCs, the big AMCs, are missing on the direct funds, like Franklin and I think Sundaram, I think 2 or 3 of them. So we should have them all up. They are not ready to offer direct mutual funds in demat form yet. So as soon as they are ready and as soon as they come on the exchange platform, we will start offering them, right? Some funds which are still not showing, I think we should have it here in the next few weeks or so, right? Now, yeah, so I think I've covered most of what people had asked me across the various Z Connect and trading Q&A pieces. So yeah, so I mean, so just to reiterate, I think direct mutual funds is a great way to invest into mutual funds. Much lower expense ratio. Like how they say a rupee saved is a rupee earned, and here compounding rupee is could potentially be a lot of rupees at the end of it, end of the investing period, right? So yeah, so please go tell your friends about direct mutual funds, because it's very easily possible that a lot of people are investing a lot of amount, not knowing that they can potentially save a lot of money that is currently getting probably paid out as commissions to the distributors, right? And also tell your friends about Coin. Hopefully they onboard us and make this entire vehicle that we have set up right now commercially viable for us, because we will need a lot of people to be able to have onboarded on Coin to make this commercial sense for us, right? And we have Aadhaar e-sign available now. So what it means is, if your friends want to open an account, you can open an account instantly and start trading with us, start buying mutual funds with us. Yeah, but then with the condition that the person has to be KYC registered already, so have another mutual fund investment or a trading account somewhere already, in which case he can onboard with us instantly online, right? So hopefully this small little webinar was of value to all of you, and if you have any queries, please feel free to hop over to Z Connect or to Trading Q&A and ask me questions there, right? Thanks a lot and have a good day.